Good afternoon. Please note that the Virginia Tech locker room is open. Joining us from Virginia Tech is head coach Mike Young with Sean Padula and Tyler Nickel. Before we get started, please remember to mute your phones or to turn off your phones. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we will send a mic over to you. Please limit your questions to one question to start. If we have any additional time, we will take questions from Zoom. We're going to take opening announcements from Coach Young.
There won't be one. You guys go ahead.
Here in the front.
Mike, you talked yesterday about ball security. What about Florida State's defense, especially in the last 7 minutes when they made their run? What made it hard to achieve that goal today?
Yeah, we had 5 at the half. I thought we were in pretty good shape, Mark. We had some bad ones. And it is persistent and it's active, and we had a couple of head scratchers. That's a credit to the Seminoles.
Okay, question over here.
Mark Swanson, MTC Media coach. In the first half, it seemed like your offense was clicking. In the second half, it kind of went down. Do you think, you talked about the turnovers, do you think that contributed to not being able to get into the flow on the offense in the second half?
Well, that's what they've done in his time at Florida State. They're really good and very disruptive, and it's uncomfortable. So yes, you're exactly right. I thought we had some very good shots that we got down in the first half. Consequently, we go in up at the half up 1. But I thought we had some very good shots in the second half, but we weren't shooting the ball. Hunter had a couple of great ones, and he's been terrific throughout his career. Just didn't have his best stuff. So again, a credit to Florida State.
If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Here in the front.
David Cunningham, Tech Sideline. Sean, what did you think about the way you guys attacked in the second half? You got into the double bonus early, and how much did that help kind of offset at times the offensive struggles?
I thought we did a good job getting downhill. Part of our game plan was just getting into the paint, playing off 2 feet, and we kind of did that a little bit less in the second half. Not that we even did it a lot in the first half, but 1-foot plays, making 50-50 passes, and that kind of led to some of the turnovers. And their length kind of makes it hard to finish around the rim, so it kind of baits you into taking tough shots and 50-50 passes. So we just didn't do a good enough job offensively second half down the stretch.
Here on the side.
Question for Coach Dave Preston, WTOP Radio in Washington. What was the approach in trying to contain Watkins, and what was he able to take advantage of this afternoon?
Well, his tendencies are very obvious. It doesn't take you long. He's a good player. He is going to drive the ball with his right hand, and he wants to get to the middle of the floor, and he wants to use his power and his length and athleticism to get over top of you and score that. And we allowed him to do that a little bit. Out of his left hand, he's going to catch and shoot it. He's going to bounce it and shoot it from 3. Made a 3 in the first half. We had our hands down, and he did a good job of getting the middle of the lane. In the second, we had to bring a double team to him, turn him over once, but then they moved to the middle of the floor. It's not as hard to get a second person to him, and they run a little rub screen, off the primary defender, and he was able to get downhill with that. So, the kid, and doggone, I don't know if he missed a foul shot. He missed a foul shot in the first half, but I don't know that we've had anybody clip us for 34 points this year. He was very good.
Here in the front.
Tyler, you shot the ball well, but as a team, you guys only made 6 of your 24 threes. Did you like the looks as a team you guys were getting? And offensively, what kind of maybe did you see in terms of your struggles? Did you like the shots and they just didn't fall?
I think we did get a lot of good shots. Like when Shai had mentioned, when we get past the first layer of defense, play off 2 feet, driving kicks. We got a lot of good shots from guys that can shoot the ball really well, but sometimes they just don't drop.
Okay, here in the front.
Sean, they had 10 steals today, including some big ones in the last 7 minutes. What was it like to kind of have to deal with that Florida State defense today?
Just more of the same from the last time we played them. Just very rowdy on the ball and slapping at the ball in your hand, and you got to be really strong with it, especially when you get into the paint. They live off of those turnovers and getting out in transition, and it's hard to do, but you got to do it if you want to win.
Here in the back.
David Teal from the Times-Dispatch in Richmond. Mike, you had said after the Notre Dame game that it's a new world in postseason, that a 3-game winning streak to end the regular season might not be predictive. As you watched your team prepare to come here, were you encouraged, and did you think they would perform well?
I did, David. I did. A great look. We had a good 10-day, 2-week stretch there. You know, I don't know that, and I say this with great admiration, I don't know that anybody would sign up to play Florida State no matter what year because of their style, because of their players. But I really liked how we played in our game at our place, and watched an inordinate amount of film, probably a little more film with our team than we typically do. You know, they played a little bit better than we did, but the lead up and, you know, our readiness coming into this game, I thought was spot on. We were ready to roll. They again played better than the Hokies.
Here in the front.
Reza Marani for 3304 Sports. Sean, you got into a bit of foul trouble in the first half, and MJ is able to facilitate the offense pretty well. What can you say about him, not just in his development over the course of this game, but this season as he figures to be one of the key players going into next season?
Yeah, he's done a great job, and there was times where I got in foul trouble like tonight, and he kind of had to slide over to the point guard role, and he ran the show as good as you really can run in the first half and took care of the ball, and that's an impressive thing to do from a guy that doesn't usually play that spot, so credit to MJ.
Here in the front.
Mike, you talked about the importance of rebounding yesterday. How did you feel you did in that regard today?
See the number?
Here in the back.
So these don't lie. These are right at you, black and white. Football, rushing yards, sacks, turnovers. In basketball, I mean, you look at it, Mark, you're going to look at it. I did tell you that we had to take care of the ball. 13 is too many. We needed to rebound. We out-rebounded them 14 at our place. They out-rebounded us today by 9. It's a pretty easy game. I so help me goodness think I could sit here with this young lady, not know anything about it, and bring me the final stats, and I could tell you the outcome. Don't show me the score. I could tell you, and I was correct in my assessment.
Okay, this is the last question in the back.
Mike, would you like to continue playing with this squad? Would you welcome a bid? Would you welcome an NIT bid to continue your season?
Hell yeah. Absolutely, David. Absolutely. To play in the postseason, sign me up. You know, we all want to play in the big one, but to coach these guys again and you know, make a run at that thing, you doggone right. I'm never going to be too big for my pants that won't be the opportunity to play in the postseason. I don't care what anybody says, not what all of us want to do, but it is still a great tournament, and I'd like to do that.
Okay, thank you. Please note that both locker rooms are open for Virginia Tech and Florida State.